60 seconds of science. I want to hear what's going wrong and what's going right.
All right, Ken. This week, the U.S. is not the only country where science funding is being attacked. This week, protesters took to the streets in Argentina to protest funding cuts that have been underway since 2023. And in New Zealand, 45 million New Zealand dollars were cut from their new government budget for science. A new method of oil refinement may allow for the separation of gasoline from crude oil using a thin plastic film. This method is less energy intensive, generating less pollution in the refining process. Scientists have genetically engineered the bacterium that causes the Black Death to be less lethal but more transmissible. So maybe a lateral move? The government canceled a $600 million contract with Moderna to develop a human mRNA vaccine for the bird flu. The decision has also forfeited the U.S. government's right to purchase any doses ahead of a pandemic. Scientists have developed new technologies to help shuttle drugs across the usually impenetrable blood-brain barrier. If successful, it could mean large advances in the treatments of Alzheimer's, various cancers, and other diseases. And finally, in a follow-up from my special report on Monday, I want to clarify that the word falsifiable means refutable, which in my opinion is worse than the fact that inflammable and flammable mean the same thing. Many researchers still fear that the order will do the opposite of what it is intended to do by putting U.S. scientists and science under the thumb of political appointees. And that is 60-ish seconds of science. Ken, where would you like to go?
I mean, I love hearing that, we got possibly smart people working on how to, cure Alzheimer, cancer, and everything. But in the face of, lack of funding now worldwide, as you're saying there, it scares me there. But I saw the headline this week of the Moderna thing, and that coupled with the headline of didn't RFK again? I hate to just say didn't as a question because I haven't read all the story, and I do apologize for that. But just RFK and one of his cronies wanted to get like a bunch of infected birds from Canada down to Florida to quote study, and it's like that. You're literally just going to bring it all here while also not allowing us to develop the vaccine for bird flu. Like, what are we doing here, Addie? What are we doing here?
I didn't see that story, but I did see one when I was coming home tonight that apparently the RFK Make America Healthy report has several citations in it that aren't real. Which just fuels my suspicion that the government is being run by ChatGPT.
Yeah. And again, I keep saying
nothing hallucinates a citation like ChatGPT.
Correct. But again, I use it. I keep saying this. I'm becoming. And I know, but I'm just like I'm starting to be one of those people that has to come forward and say like I more use Perplexity to search stuff for a job I have. I use that stuff, and I don't just press send when I get the information. It's a speed up on my research. How is the government just press and send, Addie?
Because it's run by people who are not much smarter than my college students who use to write papers and think I won't notice.
Right. Side note, do you have a program that my friend's partner is a English teacher at a college, and she has a program they have to run to determine if it was written with AI, and I'm just fascinated by that.
I didn't know one of those existed yet.
I'll have to research. Maybe I can get this to you. Maybe it can help you.
There's been a plagiarism one for years. No, I should say this in case any of my students ever find me here. We've started Trojan horsing things.
Ooh, explain this.
So we'll put the word problem or whatever online, and in white text we will put something that you're not going to notice, but when you paste it into the ChatGPT box, ChatGPT will read it and then does its math wrong because we tell it to do something it shouldn't do to solve the problem correctly.
Okay, this was one of the things my friend's girlfriend did, and she wasn't there, so I didn't have the conversation directly with her. I called this the Tyrion Lannister method of just telling one lie or three lies and one truth and determining who told. That's fascinating.
One of my colleagues calls it, he refers to it as Trojan horsing them.
Jumping out. Clever girl, says Laserbolt. All right, yeah, so that's again, I hate bad news, and who knows, it's always an ongoing adventure, but just, that Moderna story, part of the depression this week. You know, just
Yeah,
combined with it
I
all.
mean, I tried to find good news, Ken. I promise I did.
Like
Um,
Addie, there's not a lot out there right now.
the Black Death isn't going to kill you, but it's easier to transmit. That's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I like that. I like that.
since we're going to be insisting on burning fossil fuels anyway, we might have a cleaner way to make them.
Yeah,
That's good news.
that's good. That's good. You know,
The blood
protect
brain
the
barrier
grid.
story is good news.
Though, you sorry, you cut out a little bit of mine. What did you say?
The blood brain barrier story is good
Well,
news.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as someone who used to work in an Alzheimer's wing in the '90s of a care center, it's devastating and it's tragic. And as someone who's had friends who've lost parents to that, you know, and seeing someone with early onset Alzheimer's, I dealt with in my security days. It was one of the most hardest days I had. Like you just want to hear some sliver of good hope for future generations. Is this part of that, Addie? Do you think?
I definitely think it has potential. It's going to, I think at least in the current climate, it's going to depend on, I wasn't entirely clear of what they were using as these quote unquote shuttles for these
Right.
drugs.
Right.
And I know, like, I'm pretty sure, I am certain that the Moderna bird flu vaccine was only canceled because it is an mRNA vaccine, and they have decided that mRNA vaccines are the devil.
Yes. Right.
Like if it was
Again, playing the
vaccine,
part,
I think
right?
What?
Like they're playing the part in a way. Going back to it's like we don't like this vaccines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we don't like mRNA. Like where
specifically, yeah.
It we don't I'm gonna quote a musical again, Ken. I think I've quoted this musical on this show before.
You're allowed.
We don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us.
Yes. What musical was that? Was that Wicked or Little Shop of Horrors? Or...
Oh, you're close. You're close because it was written by Menken and Ashman. That is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
The mob song from Beauty and the Beast. We don't like, which is commonly known as Kill the Beast.
Kill the Beast.
Gascon. We don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us. And this monster is mysterious, at least.
Yes. Yes.
Bring your guns, bring your knives. Save your children and your wives.
Steve, do you think that's one of the only times in the history of the world that a musical has been relevant to a conversation?
Ever? I mean, maybe on this show.
I'm yanking Steve in front of me as a shield from Addie.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Addie dropping bars, says Kingsport Cal. She is dropping bars, but that's great. No, jokes aside, I agree with you, Addie, on that. And that they're part of the vaccine boogeyman.
I think it goes to producer Steve's rant. Like the whole we don't know what's in it. Like that's been an argument for years. If you can't pronounce the ingredients on the label, they must be bad for you. Like, okay. We came up with really convoluted ways to name chemicals, guys. They're hard to pronounce sometimes because sometimes you just put a bunch of vowels together and it's a name. Like,
yeah, I can't. Anytime I order the medicine needed for my dog, I can't say it right, and they make fun of me at the vet. But whatever, I don't fear it.
Yeah, like that is not a reliable test for whether that should not be the criteria for whether something is good or bad for you, is whether or not you can pronounce the word.
I agree with that. There's so many liquors I can't pronounce correctly, and I just put them in my mouth. Constantly.
Those vets went to school for a long time to learn how to pronounce those words. I didn't. I don't have a college degree to denote. Yeah, that's good for them.
Like some I nail, but some like Incurin or Insurin. It looks the same. You tell me. I don't care.
It's the little white one. Yeah.
If Steve, we got to get a bar trivia team together, and Addie's our ringer for a lot of this stuff. Oh, we clean up. Addie, you good at bar trivia?
I love bar trivia, and I never get invited.
All right. Is there a virtual bar trivia out there? Someone research this. We gotta squat up. Maybe we can win big prizes.
I'm just gonna say, like, there's a reason that the list of chemicals that I look for in my samples is just like alphabet soup. Because if we wrote out the full names, we'd be here all day.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I just worry about yellow dye number 5. That's the only one I worry about. Which
Yellow,
is probably in everything.
Red.
There's that too.
Well, that's Luke Skywalker.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Addie, love this. Thank you for 60 seconds of silence. Before I let you go, though, you said you're exhausted. What do we got to do here? What do we got to do? You need a nap? You need a new pillow? What's going on?
I need a nap and a better healthcare system in America.
Well, I can get you the nap. I can get you the nap. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to find out if I get to keep my medical, you know? I think a lot of us are.
I'm waiting to find out if there's something seriously wrong with me. So, we can just wait together. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll find out soon. All right. We'll get you through it.
That's my hope.
That's your hope indeed. There it is, everybody. Follow Dr. Addie on Blue Sky. Addie, what's your follower account?
Oh, I hit over 100 in last week's show, so thank you all for that. We are currently at 106.
Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Follow Dr. Addie on Blue Sky, the resident professor of smart things. Drop your handle in that chat as always, Addie. Let's build this community together. You guys are doing wonderful stuff. We got Laser Bolt over the partnered barrier on YouTube. We're going to get Addie to our follower goals to help spread good information and important information about the science and scientific community. Addie, I appreciate you.